Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Sunday, May 18th, 2025. My newest segment of Markets, a look ahead. And people, we got to look deep. It's just so interesting the way they do it. So Friday, this freaking freak show of a market, which is not a market in any way, shape, or form. It's just a joke. And I mean, look, you can't make up anything that's happening here. It's just craziness on a grand scale. I think we're pretty much on the same page. But right after the market close on Friday, boom, the United States gets a, a debt downgrade here. What this means is this is the last of the three major credit rating agencies which have downgraded U.S. debt. We have now officially lost our pristine AAA rating across the board. And here's a little wake-up call for you in case you don't know what this actually means. It can only get worse from here. Debt and deficits, as you and I have been speaking about for 1,000 years, are going to accelerate. It is going to get worse from here, and no amount of tariffs are going to change it. I would imagine you're going to hear talk to along those lines. It's just another lie, another grand deception. The United States of America, people, is being destroyed from within. And we, the people, and I'm not saying this is Trump's fault. For those of you that are thinking, oh, Greg's pointing his fingers at President Trump, I am not pointing my fingers at President Trump. I'm telling you, the system's been in free fall for years, decades. It's just is manifesting itself in a way that we could see it now more than ever. And if you've been with me for any length of time, you know how I was with Obama and to Trump's first term and what I did to Biden creature as well. I revealed it all to you guys and girls. I'm not afraid at all to speak the truth. It just is a fire in my spirit and my soul. I want to get it out here. And unfortunately, look, man, there's still going to be those that can't see it. They can't, it's impossible for them. Fear more than likely is blocking factor here. But unfortunately, the trajectory is written in stone. We are going to see, because of what just happened on Friday with this, the United States officially losing its pristine credit rating. And what this means is, U.S. debt is no longer 100% safe. And that's a new dynamic that we have to talk about. And I have something for you here. It's in your inbox. If you subscribe to my newsletter, hold that thought, um, which is the description in this video here. Um, there's a whole new dynamic in play here, and it's going to be incredible uh, to see how this plays out. And we're going to start seeing it tomorrow, actually tonight in the futures market, what this means. And I can tell you something else. If you believe that this is just something that doesn't really matter, it does. Because now it's going to cost even more to finance U.S. debt. And you're going to see things, more propaganda on a scale you just are not going to believe moving forward. Wait for the headlines, the fake news, the deception, the distraction. Oh, foreign nations are buying U.S. debt. They're not. I wrote a whole piece on this. It's in your inbox again, my newsletter. Um, I broke this down for you, what the truth is. I even have a chart there for you, all 100% verifiable. You're going to hear things, especially from the U.S. Treasury, because what the U.S. Treasury's job is to peddle U.S. debt to the world. No one wants it. And even if it does sell on the open market, and we know central banks are really the number one buyers here, they're going to demand higher returns. So this is going to put a whole new dynamic on everything. And what it really comes down to, and then this is not an accident either, nothing is. What we know, what you and I are well aware of, the goal of every central bank still remains the same, to own it all, to be the buyer and lender of last resort, to have the ability to extort control out of every single one of us on a scale that you're not going to believe moving forward as we are thrust into a new system. The world is loading up on gold. I want you to think about this. And again, I am not calling out President Trump. This is not PDS or anything like that. The world is loading up on gold, especially the BRICS nations here. We here in the United States are loading up on cryptocurrencies. Does that hit you the wrong way, or are we, the United States, we're the ones doing the right thing? We're loading up, we're adding cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, to our strategic reserves. The rest of the world is loading up on gold. Look, you guys and girls are absolutely entitled to your own opinion on that. But me, my spirit tells me that this is wrong. We need to be loading up on gold, not some kind of yet to truly be defined asset class, which no one even really knows who started it. I mean, come on, guys. This is a no-brainer here. I am not saying that I am not an advocate of cryptocurrency. You all know that I am. I own a significant amount of this stuff, and I'm buying more. All right. But to understand what's happening here, you really must push what Babylon has shoved into your cranial cavity here, into this mass that sits inside your head, and think more with your spirit than maybe what the cells in your body are telling you. This is way bigger, people, way bigger. All of it is. You know that I try to infuse my work with maybe a bit of spirituality here. I'm not talking about religion, man-made dogmas, which force you to walk a particular pathway. Okay, some kind of twisted ritualistic blood sacrifice pagan system that has been reinvented and twisted into whatever it might be now, and whatever. There's so much going on here. But I'm talking about a spiritual path here, a true alignment with the source. And I do throw that into my work here. And I think it's important. I really do. All right, guys, now listen. So I want to cover this with you right now. This is in your inbox, and I would really hope you guys and girls would share this stuff, get it out there, let people hear this, because I really, look, tell me where I may be getting this wrong. I don't follow anybody else. There's not a single person I follow out here. And there's a reason for that. Not because they don't think there are some great people out here. There are. I converse with them all the time. I do interviews with them. I'm on a lot of their shows. You all know that. But because I don't want another's perspective to influence mine. I want to put this stuff together myself, and then I don't come out with this stuff right away. I try to stay as close to the flame as possible here, but I really, my brain, the way it works here is I like to ponder things. I don't turn really fast, like a 90 degree. It's like almost like a slow turn, like an aircraft carrier, and I got to let these things settle in my brain. Sometimes I got to meditate on it. Sometimes I got to sleep on it. And then I'm able to produce stuff. And I think, again, what I produced here for all of you, with a lot of the work I'm doing, I have stepped up my efforts dramatically over the past, I don't know, couple of months. Check your inbox. Again, if you subscribe to my newsletter, I'm loading you guys up with this stuff. And let me tell you something else. Excuse me. I got a backlog of work that I'm going to be putting out piece by piece by piece for all of you. All right, guys, anyway, I'm just going to read this to you, and I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to add to it as I go along. So when the zombie system finally realizes that it's dead, let's move forward. What we are witnessing, and this is very hard to argue, and if you guys and girls want to argue what I'm about to say, please do so. I promise to read the comments. So what we are witnessing is a multi-front acceleration of collapse, just as you and I have been saying would happen. Honestly, if you look back on our work, yeah, we pretty much nailed it, and I did say that here. The United States just lost its AAA rating, and this isn't just symbolic. This is an alarm. And I wrote here, it's time to wakey. Time to wakey, people. It really is. Now let's break this down. There's a few facts here, and I label them as fact. You see these things? And I think by saying they're facts here, they're very hard to argue. All right, so, but again, feel free to do so. Here's a fact for you. I'll start off with this. They're not numbered, but I'll call this number one. The U.S. debt is no longer considered risk free. That's a fact. Fact number two, foreign confidence is fracturing. Fact number three, servicing the debt is becoming unsustainable. Why do you think we have calls for a weaker dollar? Calls for lower rates. It certainly doesn't help you. It sucks wealth right out of the economy, pushes it right up to the 1 and 2%ers, and maintains an illusion, the illusion of the market. Now, fact number four, more buyers must now be created. Focus on number four. Fact four. I didn't know. No, okay, I didn't number it. But more buyers must be created. Enter the Federal Reserve. Stealth QE is already active. And then click, and you can click on this. All right. I proved to you that this is going on. What is the goal of the Fed? To become both a lender and buyer of last resort. To own everything, issue nothing but IOUs backed by a diminishing dollar. Does that sound about right to you? This means faster de-dollarization worldwide as well. This is why this whole thing and everything we've been speaking about, you can see it all coming together. Here's fact five. BRICS will now push harder, and they're loading up on gold, not on crypto like we are. Fact number five here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's six. Fact number six. Former Soviet states are dropping the dollar. Oh, you don't think they are? Maybe you need to look that up for yourself, and they're going to drop them faster. There's another one for you. This is 7. Nations will move away from the dollar, and they are, to other currencies and gold. And I wrote right here, as the U.S. adds crypto to its strategic reserves, make that one up. We're making the United States, and I am not, again, condemning President Trump because he's just a puppet. But we are adding cryptocurrencies to our reserves, and you can't possibly make that up while other nations are loading up on gold. What happened to where's the gold? Do we even have the gold? There was a mad rush to go over there with President Trump and Musk. Never happened. Interesting, isn't it? Let us move forward. The downgrade, this downgrade that we just got, plus stealth QE, which is going on now, people, we have the proof. We have the proof. Again, signal to the world that the United States is essentially done. All this, really, just an accident, honestly? Some comedy of errors? Do you really believe that? Or do you think that this is deliberate, as I do? This scenario unfolding right now accelerates inflation. You're not supposed to know that. And trust in the dollar now dies even faster. Let's talk about the impact on a few things. Impact on the stock market short terms. People, believe it or not, depending on what the Fed does, well, I wrote here specifically, stocks could, and I am not saying they will, actually pop higher due to stealth liquidity. The Fed is pumping the system, and we have the proof. I showed it to you. Go look at it for yourself. It's right in this as well, with a link that you can click on to show you exactly what I'm talking about. But longer term, as inflation accelerates, and I want you to pay attention to this part, as inflation accelerates and purchasing power implodes, valuations in this market, which is in la-la land, they will collapse. There is just no freaking doubt about it. And I wrote specifically, this market is already in a place way beyond la-la land. Expect volatility, flash crashes, and a palpable liquidity vacuum, which you already know about because we've only spoken about it a million freaking times, when the zombie system finally realizes that it's dead. Gold and silver, this is their time, people. Downgrade plus stealth QE equals gold's green light, but this is nothing. We're not going to see a real magnificent off the Richter scale move with regard to gold and or silver or commodities until the implosion of the debt market. Now, on the back of this, the implosion of the debt market has now been moved closer, but it's also going to get fueled even more as the Fed now will step in and buy more stealth QE. This is exactly what's happening here. You know, a friend of mine, Frank, and I know you're listening right now, he texted me last night, he was saying, hey, why is President Trump so silent on this? Because he understands what's going on. You think he wasn't aware of this before? Of course he was. He knows everything we know and more. Believe me, he understands what's happened to controlled demolition here, why he's calling for lower rates and a weaker dollar and making us the crypto capital of the world while we're not adding gold. The man was chosen here to bring down the United States to finish the job so the central banks here, in this case the Federal Reserve, can begin their new system. That's it. That's where we're going, people. Period. It's time to wakey wakey. Anyway, gold and silver, this is their time. This downgrade puts still QE, gold green light lines. Gold is already breaking resistance. We all know that. This isn't just price appreciation. This is remonetization by the people. You heard that right. What we're seeing here with gold, it's remonetization by the people, by you and I, by I and I here. You understand? Load up on this stuff, people. We're betting against a system that is being taken apart. And when the zombie realizes it's dead, it's going to be too late for everyone. And a vote of no confidence from the fiat systems. Expect both metals, gold and silver, to rise as trust erodes as central banks continue buying silently behind the curtain and in our face. Does this sound right to you so far? Let's stop for a moment because I only have like a paragraph to go or two. Right, are we on the same page? Because if we are, congratulations. You see it, you get it, you understand. But there are some that are going to refuse and they're going to push back as hard as they can. And it's fear. I understand where these people are coming from. Anyway, cost of living and economy. The average person crushed. Wages stagnant. Dollar worth less every week. Groceries and essentials spiking. Even as the fake CPI data and wherever all the fake news they're going to throw at us tries to mask it. They can only hide it for so long. People are waking up. More stealth QE equal more liquidity in the markets and less in your hands. And of course, the potential is there to push this market even higher. Now that depends. Again, we need to see what happens tomorrow. I believe that overnight we're probably going to see massive debt buying by the Federal Reserve. And we may even see the 10-year yield drop on the back of this. It's going to be astonishing. I can't wait till the futures markets open. Now, the zombie system feeds on hyper debt, this hyper debt bubble, while the working class continues to get decimated. Now, I wrote here, sound about right to you? Sound about right? I personally believe that this piece of work is very important, guys and girls. It really, really is. I am working my butt off for you. That's my job. That's my goal. That's my freaking calling. I know that. I'm in the place where I'm supposed to be. And I'm happy to be here. I really, really am. I embrace it. And I know for a fact that what we are doing, the material that we are covering is true. It's truth. You know it's truth. You know, people know the truth when they hear it. Greg Hunter, thank you for that one. I really wait for my phone to one day ring, brother, with you on the other end. We need to talk. It's been way too long. We're stronger together, Greg. We're stronger together. All right? It's time to realign ourselves, honestly. All right, guys, look, I'm going to let you guys go. Now, listen, there's a big thing going on here, and I mean big. Everything you see here is going to be moved over to Substack. This is exactly where we need to be. It's a protected space for you and I, for I and I here. We can do this for almost no investment at all, for $3 a month. $3 a month, all right? No commercials here. You're not going to see any ads here. That alone is worth the $3 if you ask me, okay? We get to control our own destiny there. Why? There'll be none of the scamming that we see everywhere. All these trolls and everything. Sure, we're going to get them over there even for $3. We're probably going to still get some trolls and maybe even some scammers. I'm really trying to find a way out of this whole scamming thing that's going on here. But look, if this isn't for you, that's fine too. But I'm telling you right now, I want to get out of this space here. I've been in this YouTube space way too long. The controlled narratives that I can't say what I want to. On Substack, I can say whatever I want, and I promise you I will. All right, so I'm calling on you guys and girls. If you have not yet subscribed to my newsletter, where you're going to find stuff like this, do it now. There is a link in the description of this video. For $3, a little over $3 per month, okay, we can have our own space and our own thing for lions, for those who really understand what's going on and want to take it to the next level. But it's up to you guys and girls, all right? It's going to start out slow. I get that. But if you really consider yourself a part of this family that we've built here and you want to stay a part of it, I really think the benefits here way outweigh the negatives. And I'm really excited about this. So again, if you have not yet subscribed to my newsletter, now is the time. Link in the description below. We're going to move out of this freaking Babylon system and we're going to move on to something else here, okay? No control over us. We can say what we want. We can do what we want. We can set up a protected area for ourselves here. And again, the other benefit is none of these stinking ads to get in the way of you getting the message. Understand? I think this is a no freaking brainer on an epic scale. I really, really do. All right. Love you guys. I really hope to see you over there. I'm not saying I'm switching right now. All right. This is going to be a slow thing. But I really want to get out of this freaking YouTube place. And I need you guys behind me here with this. I'm calling on you for $3, little over $3 a month. Really? Is it too much? If it is, then you don't belong here anyway. I'm going to tell you straight out. Let's do this. Let's make this something. We need to put up a paywall over there for $3. I don't think that the scammers, and these are the ones I'm really trying to get rid of every day. I block scammers every freaking day they're here too on YouTube. I try to block them as well. They keep coming back. Even with Substack, I block one scammer, another one comes, another one comes, another one comes, it's unbelievable. I don't even think they're going to pay $3 to scam. It destroys their business model. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, look, man, I really hope you're going to back me up with this one. For $3, a little over $3 a month, we can create a protected space. A space for you and I, for I and I to converse on the level. No censorship whatsoever. I can say what I want. You understand? And so can you. Anyway, think about it. All right? Again, $3? Is that the price for freedom? I think most of us can say that that's exactly worth it here. Anyway, love you guys. I hope to see you over there again. Not right away. We're going to transition. Be ready for it, all right? The time is now. And I'll see you guys and girls in the morning. Look, please comment on this. It's still up there. I want you to comment on this video. I want to hear from you. The stuff that we covered, does it make sense to you? Or is Greg just completely out there? Where are we? Tell me where you and I, where I and I are with regard to this, the stuff that we covered right here. Do you see it yet? Is it clear? I hope so. Because this guy in his heart and his spirit, with all he got, loves you a lot. And I mean that. And I will see you tomorrow morning right here